to the unnamed podcast with, as always,
yes, always. Since the very beginning.
Justy, Juggernaut Swart, and Dick.
Yes, that's me.
The Dick.
The
Dick. Everyone calls me a Dick now in classes.
Not a Dick.
I don't even have a first name anymore.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Matthew.
Matthew.
I'd love to introduce myself by Dick.
And we need to think of a name for our podcast eventually.
Yeah, maybe we should put it out to our many followers.
Yeah. So if you've got suggestions,
Yeah, give us some suggestions.
Send us a DM.
For those of you that know us, anything off the top of your
Anything
heads?
better? No.
Wow.
We can come up with some pretty corny CrossFit stuff, but maybe we should let the community decide.
Yeah, we'll get there.
The big community.
Yeah. Send us a DM.
Soft Justin's levels are going to turn them up.
Turn it up.
Justin
Got so much good to share.
Cut that out. We'll edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit that out.
Why don't you just turn me back down and just pretend I'm a part of this?
Look how good the levels are now. Before, it's probably that whole intro we just did is probably useless.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's just me and you talking to each other.
Yes.
And every now and then there's just a gap with no sound.
And everyone's wondering who the third person is. You introduced 3 people, we can only hear 2.
Okay, so welcome to the podcast. It's a pilot for us. It's a test, I guess. So let's start talking.
We'll see if everybody likes it. If they like it, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
And if they don't like it,
Well, we'll keep going.
We'll keep going anyway. Yeah. We're going to talk about some CrossFit today.
Yeah, I think first up, the Open coming in October.
Yeah, very, very soon. I feel like we just did the Open.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to do more burpees.
Definitely going to have burpees. Will it be in 20.1 or 20.5? We're not sure.
Or is it going to be 20.1? I thought they'd call it 19.6.
19.1.
90.1.1. Yes.
Yeah, that's really confusing.
It's like a university thesis.
Hopefully it's the last time we'll have 2 Opens in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So next year it's going to be October all the time.
Straight after the games. And since we're starting the Open, does that mean that they have to release the rule book before the Open? It would make sense.
Have we got the rule book?
Well, we got last year's rule book, but we haven't got this year's rule book.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's going to change too much. Maybe some content around the games and the qualifying process, perhaps. Yeah. But I mean, given that it's just come out, I'm sure they've agreed that a lot of what's in there will be relevant for 2020.
Yeah.
Like maybe like they had before, when the top 20 go straight to the games. I'm not sure if they'll keep that. People weren't really excited about that. They thought there should be something in between the Open and the games, like there used to be. Yeah, but they'll probably just keep it. I don't know.
Probably said the same.
Hopefully there'll be a rule book soon.
I wonder if it's going to be exciting and different, because every time it comes around, like there's like a little video of Castro, like it's going to be I'm excited. It's going to be different or crazy, and then it just comes and it's like he let people vote.
Yes.
And
yes.
That was the big excitement. Like nothing, everything stays the same.
And there's maybe like one new movement, like we'll have handstand walks or something. Yeah.
I think the Open definitely felt like it took a little bit of a change earlier this year, where it kind of like catered for general capacity for most people around the world to participate and get involved, with an added sort of skill element.
So it made it a bit easier.
So like for example, what was it, 19.3 with the strict handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
You know, like there was all the box step-ups prior. And then so great opportunity to get involved and get started, and then whether you had the capacity to do the strict or not.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You get cut. So a lot of people worried that the Open in the past was catering only for sort of general capacity fitness, where the regionals would worry more about sort of heavier loads, more skill, more advanced elements. So what do you do now when you take the advanced elements away? How do you make sure you're getting the right athletes going to the games?
But they're probably just testing it out because there's so many other avenues. You've got 27 other chances in the year.
The sanctionals,
28 sanctionals.
28.
Yeah, it's just a ridiculous amount. It's like 2 sanctionals every month, basically. Yeah, which is crazy. Every second.
But you got to, so if you bring it back to the Open, what you got to realize is that when they design the workouts, you can't necessarily. well, I would think it would be a bad idea to start the workout with 50 strict handstand push-ups, because then you're pushing people away.
You're cutting in.
Yes.
You're basically saying, well, if you can't do a handstand push-up, don't even sign up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where they've got to be so careful going forward, is to have that perfect balance between finding the fittest athletes in the world and then making it a mass participation project.
Yeah. So we'll probably have something like 19.1 was just rowing and wall balls, I think. But it's something that anybody can do.
Yeah.
Good workout to start with.
Yeah.
But then when I'm saying something different, I gave you a Kif example like a year ago. I don't know what it was though. I don't know, like you do a workout and you punish and you have to, because you didn't make it to this point, you have to go to this point and stuff like that. It's normal stuff that we do, but it's something different, you know, out of his like, it's like, you know, a chipper, a couplet, something short and fast, something with a lift in it, and something long.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the general.
In one workout.
No. I'm saying that's the general kind of open vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm thinking in one workout at least, or two workouts, something completely crazy.
Yeah, I think he has to keep it simple.
But
I remember
like
that.
you said, if you have to keep it simple, it's hard to make.
I think I remember that workout. Maybe it was something like if you finish the first part in less than 5 minutes, you have to do 10 burpees. But if you finish it in 5 to 6 minutes, you have to do 20 burpees. Yes. If you finish it in 7 to 8
You're constantly
minutes,
trying to catch up to finish it or get a point at the end, something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
I guess we have sort of similar things like where if you finish it, you graduate to doing another round. And if you don't finish the first round in 4 minutes, you don't do the second round.
Yeah.
Like the one we repeated this year, which was a repeat of the one from previous years, except it was 8 minutes instead of 4 minutes until the cut, something like that.
Well, if you think of like 2 scoring opportunities, that always gives it always gives the programmer the chance to test for sort of general capacity and then add a skill element or a lifting element. You know, like let's say get through a couplet of 3, 6, 9, 12 of burpees and toes to bar, which is pretty brutal if you ask me. And then transition into a 1RM snatch or a heavy overhead squat. You kind of get the separation that you need, because you could have a really fit sort of athlete training every day and has a 9 to 5 job, coming in and enjoying the burpee toes to bar element, but he won't score high enough on the 1RM snatch to sort of compete with the best in the world. Unfortunately, you can't have every single workout being a 2 scoring opportunity. You know, because it would become quite predictable. In that sense. But it's finding clever ways. I mean, I thought the strict handstand push-up in 90.3 was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
That was a cool.
It was a terrible workout.
change.
I think I got like 9 handstand push-ups or something like that. Something ridiculous.
If you were to test it now in the same year, do you think you would get 9?
I think I get a bit more.
How many more would you say?
Maybe another 10 to 15 more.
That's a pretty big improvement in 1 year.
Yeah, would you improve from then, or if you had done it 5 days later?
Oh no, I'd get the same.
Would you still be there?
Yeah.
I always think like for everyone, the workout's got to be done again, maybe 2 weeks later. That's if you weren't in a competition. If you just wanted to, the gap between if you get 9, you know that you can get 15.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then
it's just pushing a bit earlier.
If you want to get to 25, you probably have to improve.
Yes.
Maybe deviating slightly from just the general design of the workouts in the open, but do you think it's necessary for people to redo in such a short space of time? Like, given that so many people want to do it, but do you think it's necessary?
Competition athletes?
No, just the average Joe.
Average Joe should never redo an open.
I guess not. That's the thing. If he was desperate, he wanted more than 9. It's just ego.
No, it's just ego.
Yeah.
I don't see what the point would be. Besides trying to injure yourself.
But I always improved when we were trying to make it.
Yes.
I always improved on the well, at least the last two opens. Improved on the Monday, which was strange because I'd come back I'd leave work. So the other one was the Friday, and it's a Friday. It's way more casual. I'd leave work, get there, and just do it, and everyone's screaming and stuff. Then Monday I arrive, and Monday's a Monday, and you're like, oh, you've been thinking about it all weekend, and you get there, and there's like not even half the people there. No one's there. It's just a normal class and a couple of guys helping you out, and I still improved on those ones.
Yes.
It was funny.
Even though the environment was totally...
It was completely different. I wouldn't eat any different over the weekend. I'd just be like, I'm going to try it again on Monday. And I somehow improved.
But maybe that's because of what I know of you as an athlete. I think sometimes you find easier to perform in a less stressful environment.
Yes,
You know?
I will say I suppose I don't like stress. And like I said earlier, like if it was 9 reps, I made 25. I mean, I made 15. But then some of them improved massive amounts.
Massive amounts.
Yeah.
But that's where you see, okay, for a competitive athlete, you can go home that weekend, you can watch some strategy videos from like Training Think Tank or Prepared Programming. They put out all those cool like things that you can consider and think about and strategize with, and you can come back and make a significant improvement, which would have quite a big impact on the leaderboard. The problem is all the average Joes that are sort of like weekend CrossFit warriors are doing the same thing, and they're blowing out their backs or their knees, putting themselves at risk for 5 additional reps, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think when we started CrossFit, that maybe that was something we'd do just because the ego is strong when you start.
Oh, that was the
but
first.
after a couple of years, you think, that's just ridiculous.
Yes, I don't need to do. I'm tired. I'm just
Yeah.
going to do whatever's programmed for Monday.
But who do you think will do well in the Open, South African wise?
I think South Africa has an interesting
Jason?
leaderboard. Jason has been dominant for many, many years.
Yeah.
But if you look at the top 10 from 2019, I think those guys going into 2020 now will be perhaps more competitive than they have been in the past. The gap between first and fifth won't be as large as it has been.
We are sitting in the room with the second fittest South African.
Who's that? Is that me?
That's Dick.
Yes.
That's exactly who I thought you were talking about.
Justin Jizzle Juggernaut Swart.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Hey? But Justin, Jason Smith got 9 points. You got 33.
Yes.
It's your job to close that gap. Are you going to close that gap?
In less than 1 year, I don't think it's impossible. But I don't know what's going to happen. It's
it's always weird reading leaderboards because it's so different. Like it's a lot of it's about the workout, the point, the type, the amounts, like the way the workout is set up.
Of course.
The kind of points you can get from it.
Well, look at Jason's finishes there. First, second, third.
Yeah.
Very consistent.
Let's say you get 5 more new dudes hop in. Sometimes there's these crazy guys that just come in and upset the points because they come first.
Absolutely. If you look lower down the leaderboard, there were some gymnastic ninjas that came out of nowhere. I think
they're leading for 2 days.
Callum Diebel, have you check him out? He did pretty well.
They're in 11.
Yeah, but if you look at some of his standings,
you won 2 workouts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's
if
great.
you said Callum Diebel in 2018,
I'm not sure who that is.
you wouldn't be so sure who we're talking about.
I'm still not sure. I don't know.
He trains at Ekerstad.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. 21 years old.
Yeah. Oh, right. He's
he's a young buck. He's got good knees.
Is he a student? He's probably studying for his exams right now, so he can't exercise.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll forget about him.
Daily V12.
Dave Levy for a master. What age category? 40 to 45?
He's 41.
He's 41 years old, so yeah.
He did exceptionally well to be 12th, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let's see. Why did I my front page? I think I did because this thing just scrolls for ages.
To 50. There he is.
38.
38, Matt.
That's right.
Oh, look at
no
that.
first.
What happened, Matt? Hey?
Oh man.
He just had a baby.
I had the baby.
Yes,
he
gave birth and unfortunately was unable to do toaster bar for 9 months.
Yeah.
That's
I lost that fire.
90 kilos.
It'll come back after my knee heals.
Yeah.
Don't
scroll to my name.
Yes, with number.
We haven't got enough time for that. It's only an hour podcast.
I think we should actually review your video submission.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It's somewhere on...
Especially for 19.3.
Yes. Those 9 handstand push-ups. Everybody needs to see them.
Yes.
That was basically EMOM. There's going to be 1 handstand every minute.
Listen, I think you inspire the nation with that video.
Yes.
There's a lot of people find themselves in the same boat.
Links in the show notes. We have show notes.
Swipe
if you
here.
want to watch Courtney's video.
Yeah. Scroll out to the show notes.
So just between you, number 2, and number 6.
Yes.
There's 48. So it's 33 for you and 48 for AJ.
What's
so that's
that?
and Richard, the points.
15 points between 2nd and 6th.
And then you're missing names like Ruan and Mick Stocky.
Is there anyone else that's going to pop in?
Well, if everyone does the Open this year, which I'm sure they will, they realise that it's probably an easier avenue to get to the top than through a sanctional.
Yeah. Look, Jason's just come back from the games. Maybe he's really tired. Maybe he's tapped out.
Maybe he's going to tap out.
I don't think
There's
so.
some chance,
There was a post he made on Instagram,
Yeah.
and he just said that he was struggling with some injury and some illness before
the games.
and that it was actually like a miracle that he arrived there in one piece, able to participate. And I don't know. He finished the post off saying something like he's amped to get back there again. You know,
Yeah.
do you guys know that he was the fittest 35-year-old in the world?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, is it the highest in the 35?
So he got 2 tickets.
Oh.
Essentially, and he was in a position to go Masters.
Yeah.
So you would have won Masters?
I think there was a strong chance of being first in the world in that category. But I mean, obviously, he still has the ticket from the Open, being national champion, and he went with that one, which I don't see why not. You know?
Yeah, I also don't see why not. I would also... So he's 35, he's the oldest. I said he's going well, he's going strong.
Very strong.
Yes.
Yeah, him and Dave Levy.
I don't know what's going on there in Joburg. The water must be slightly different to that here in Cape Town.
And he's a businessman now. Every time he posts on Instagram, he has another gym.
And he's up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, he has almost as many gyms as what's his name, Khalifa.
And then just Eastward, 28 years old.
28. I thought Justin was 18 still.
I always thought Justin was a baby.
Wait till I shave, you'll see. I'll look 18.
He's actually 28.
Jeez. That's crazy. What was I going to say? Oh, so that leads us nicely into our next little chat about Fittest in Cape Town. Jason did Fittest in Cape Town last year, right?
Correct. You mean this year?
Oh, this year, yeah.
Earlier this year.
Earlier this year.
Let's see.
Jason did Fittest in Cape Town. Where did he finish there, Matt's going to look. But there's some big changes to Fittest in Cape Town for 2020.
Yes.
There's a bit of a switch up of things. We had one announcement on Instagram, and basically they've split it now into top individuals, a lot less of them. I think they're 30 top individuals, 30 top male and female, and then there are 25 teams which qualify through the online qualifiers.
Yes.
And then there's something which is the community series, which is slightly different. So Fittest in Cape Town in the past, for all the years that we've been volunteering there, has been sort of almost 100 teams.
Yeah.
It's sort of 70 to 100 teams and a massive competition.
Yeah, there's been a massive drive towards helping CrossFit grow within the community.
Yeah.
Hosting which I think many people would agree was the premium event for the year.
Yes. And we had great teams, like we had the Wolfpack.
Yes.
Who went to the games, and in the same year won Fittest in Cape Town last year. And went to the games.
Correct.
Yeah, it was the same year. Yeah.
So we've really had great teams. And also the guys from the Eastern Cape, Valley Road.
The Stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers. Yeah, they also went to the games. I also did Fittest in Cape Town.
Same with
who are the other guys?
Brandon's team.
Brandon's team.
Brandon Jacobs.
What's the team called?
Can't remember. Sorry, Brandon.
Sorry, Brandon.
Sorry, Brandon.
We should do some research on that.
Yeah. So
We'll get better at this.
We've had some strong teams, so it's going to be a bit different this year in that the community series, which is sort of like the local teams, the guys at your gym who do it for fun. We just do classes. We don't do competition programming. They're in a sort of separate division, which is now the community series, and they're doing a one-day competition. And it looks, according to the description, it sounds like all the events are going to be on the beach,
which I think is pretty epic.
Oh, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, last year we had a rig on the beach.
So it's one day.
One day.
All events on the beach.
Yeah.
And that's just for them to have their bit of fun, basically, because they're not there for the elites.
If you think about what Fittest in Cape Town offers, which is different to all the other competitions, which would be deemed local, it's the beach, right?
Yeah.
And that's such a cool element. They should definitely play it up, to their advantage, and make sure that those local teams that participate walk away saying, well, we're not going to get that experience anywhere else.
Yeah.
So we might as well sign up, enjoy that element, and if they want to do more indoor sort of related CrossFit activities, they can sign up elsewhere. You know?
So it does look like all 3 events for the community series are on the beach, and that's the end of their competition basically, except for the top 5.
Except for the top 5.
So at the top, okay,
drum roll.
I wasn't listening because I was looking for Jason, who actually came 8th at Fittest this year.
Not bad.
Okay, let's walk through the weekend. So then they all arrive on it's on Thursday,
I
and
think so.
there's how many teams?
So are you talking about the elite now?
I'm talking about the whole
The community,
the whole hard runs.
the community series.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a cap on the community series. Oh, 50 box teams.
Okay, so 50 box teams arrive on the day, and on that same day we're also gonna have a league going.
Does it specify that
I've
that
read
they
this
will
thing
all do
once.
the same events?
No, it doesn't say that.
I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, I would think that to take... I can't imagine they would do different events.
So
I'm sure the super teams and the box teams would do the same events.
Okay, so
they
how
haven't
many
said that.
teams?
It might not be.
4-day competition.
The thing is, though, if the top 5 teams gain entry to the next day,
Yes.
it wouldn't really be fair on their bodies if they were exposed to
I see what you mean.
like
Extra work.
easier or tougher stimulus, you know?
Yeah.
Because then it's like, hey, like, thanks for the invite, but we're pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Yes.
You might have to beep that out.
So it's a 4-day. Is there a community vibe for individuals?
No.
No.
Individuals is just the elite.
Okay. So elite go in, and then team get to do that. The top 5 of the team get given tickets to go to the elite.
Yes.
Yes.
And then
So they get to stick around.
the competition basically carries on for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other guys unfortunately have to go home. Which
Or
is-
stick around and
Or stick around.
or stick
support.
around. Yeah. So
You just
that's,
gotta
that's,
come top 5.
that's the thing though. So what are we looking at on the beach? Last year, or this year, 2019, we had a rig on the beach.
which was probably
Which is-
the best rig
Yeah.
that we've ever seen
Yeah.
on the
What is that, My Fitness?
on the beach.
Was it My Fitness rig?
I think people were surprised.
It's orange My
Yeah.
Fitness.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
people were surprised because often
Yeah.
you go to places and the rigs all rickety and stuff.
Mm.
This thing was solid.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean you guys were on it.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
actually
So-
say that I can see on which day the community series beach events are. It says that the teams and the individuals are a 4-day competition from the 6th to the 9th of February. So we're going back to Sunday. Remember, we always used to have Sunday.
Yes, so it's
And then
back
we
to
moved
Sunday.
it earlier, so we're back to Sunday now, which
So
is
now, because this most recent one, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and then just Saturday.
good. Yes, no Sunday.
And no one to watch basically, because everyone's at work.
Yes, so I think maybe that's what the organisers thought. So people are at work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The crowds are a bit smaller. So now we're doing Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, big days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't actually say which day the community series is. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm missing that, but it's a good question.
Mm.
So do you think people will sign up, pay their entry fees, come down from Joburg, come down from Africa to do a 1-day comp?
Yeah, I think if you look at how well attended it was last year, I think Fittest in Cape Town can expect some good growth going into 2020. I think for a lot of people from Joburg, coming to Cape Town for a weekend, whether they qualify for the next phase of the competition or not, it's a great weekend away.
Yeah.
A bit of fun.
There's things to do, you know.
I guess this year they proved themselves.
Yeah.
Also, like you said, no, it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good weather. The stadium is massive. It can cater for many people.
Yeah.
There was the Cape Town tennis tournament alongside. So if you have attention issues when it comes to CrossFit, you could vary it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I didn't think of that, but yeah, we're coming to Cape Town. Even if you're coming from, we had guys from Angola.
Yes.
True.
That's far.
That was
Guys from
awesome
far.
to see
Yeah.
those guys making an
An
effort.
Australian team.
Yes, so it's a good holiday. Even
Where
if
was
you get
Bundleton
cut,
from?
Holland, right?
Holland, yeah.
Holland.
Vondelgem.
Even if you get cut, it's still a good holiday for you.
Yeah.
So people will still come.
And if you think about all the Airbnb opportunities in Sea Point, which is right next to the,
Yes.
the stadium,
Yeah.
like
Money.
there's option there, you know.
So we should get an Airbnb.
I think we should get an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Should we stop this podcast right now?
Yeah.
Open Airbnb there, Thaddy.
Property
We're
24.
chasing money. Are you going individual?
Yes.
Are you going to do it? For
Yes.
sure.
For sure.
Is that exclusive?
As-
Exclusive information.
Yes, this is hot scoop.
I must check with my manager if I'm allowed to say that.
Manager. O'Keefe.
Oh yes, message O'Keefe.
Guys are making moves.
Okay, so you guys aren't gonna try and make a super team.
No, listen, I can't speak for the rest of the Wolfpack, but I think there will definitely be athletes interested in putting a team together. Obviously, the team's in a bit of a rebuilding phase since the games team of 2018. So yeah, an opportunity for me would be most likely in the individual environment.
And is it to win or is it experience?
Listen, like to be in a position to win a sanctional would be amazing. I can't tell you when that's going to happen, but that's definitely on my to-do list. I think what you guys will agree with me, we noticed in 2019 now, was that you don't need a winner sanctional to get the ticket, you know.
Michelle
So
came
high
fifth.
enough, eh? You gotta be high enough.
look at Michelle Moran.
Yeah, I think she finished fifth and she made it into the games
Yeah.
because of some other people getting through in different ways.
So like for me, it would be performing to the best of my ability, so that who knows, come the end of the season, or shall I say, just before it's time to go to the games, you might get a lucky email saying, "Hey, pack your bags.
Yeah,
Time to go to Madison."
yeah.
She was fifth, and here's some more hot scoop. She had no idea. The only reason she knew is because Courtney Dick.
Did he slide into the
Messaged
DMs? I might not have DM'd her, but I did WhatsApp her.
Yeah.
I said, "Congrats, Michelle, you've made it to games," and she didn't know what I was talking about. And then we chatted a bit, and eventually she figured out that she made the games.
She made it. Yeah.
That's incredible. What, does she not have Instagram?
I don't know. I've seen it. She's too busy training.
Yeah, she's training. Yeah.
Or maybe they haven't laid fiber out there in Brackenfell yet.
This is possible. I think she's a gym owner now as well, is she?
Fitbox?
Yeah.
Fitbox,
Yeah.
It seems to be, there's more than one Fitbox.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's how it works.
I think it's on a school premises. Am I
really?
Am I right?
Okay.
I'm not sure.
There are a couple of gyms on school premises. Our friend in the southern suburbs, Tian,
Impy.
Impy, is also at school. So I think it's good.
Yes.
Our friend of the show,
Friend of the show,
Vicky Polidoro,
yes, also at school.
also school.
Not quite CrossFit, but similar.
Yes.
Yes.
Vicky's
That gym is skyrocketing.
Jeez,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Guys, go check it out. I don't know what the website is.
Bold.
Bold.co.za.
Bold Body.
Bold Body, I think, but I don't know what the website is. Could just be bold.co.za, something like that. You can use Google.
Yeah.
And they've got lots of stuff there. They've got like
They've just got in 2 new bike ergs and 2 new ski ergs.
I saw that.
Bold Gym Cape Town.
Hashtag summer is coming.
We are bold.co.za.
We are bold.co.za.
There's a free plug for you, Vicky.
Vicky probably
billions
won't
of
even listen to
followers,
this
yeah.
podcast. She'll tell us she has no time.
I'll put a time
She's busy
stamp in,
running.
and then she can listen to her plug part.
Very thoughtful, Teddy.
Yeah, so they've got like bodybuilding stuff there and everything. It's quite crazy. From what it used to be. It used to just be like an open school hall with nothing in it.
Yeah.
When Irene was running it.
Comes out now,
But
yeah.
no, yeah, jeez, it's good.
I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to ask a question. But on our list, what else do we want to talk about? We're still talking news. Fittest in Cape Town?
What's Fittest in Cape
Yeah,
Town?
we didn't really wrap up on the Fittest in Cape Town.
What I wanted to ask is, what do we expect now for these beach events? I mean, there's only so many things you can do on a beach. We've got this amazing rig.
Maybe no swimming.
So there's yes, guys, it's Fittest in Cape Town on the beach. Let's practice our swimming for 6 months.
No swimming.
You know what? I think the pressure on Fittest in Cape Town, from a programming perspective, was that if it was going to be one beach event, they had to somehow squeeze like all elements into one event.
Yes.
So it had to have like a paddle element, a swimming element. It had to have something on the sand that challenged the legs, be it transitioning from one point to another, or just performing kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
Whereas now you could really expand your offering in terms of like you could have one water event.
Yes.
And that's just like expose the entire team to 4 different water elements, like ski, paddle, swim, maybe a torpedo swim. We have to drag just a good old school torpedo boy.
Yes, like a life
I want to see something like that. That's good.
And then you're creating an environment where like nobody can walk away saying, oh well, that team did well because they had a good swimmer in it. It's more like that team really underperformed because the team was unbalanced when it came to sharing the load, which is kind of what you want to see. I mean, if you put Mayhem Freedom out there on Cape Town, Camps Bay Beach, no, it's not Camps Bay, it's Clifton. On Clifton Beach, you'd want to know that, Rich Froning didn't save the day, but it was rather a full team effort, and therefore that's why they're the fittest team in the world.
Yes.
Did you guys do one workout a year this year?
On the beach?
On the beach. Or
Yeah.
did you have 2? Just one?
No, it was just one, as far as I can remember.
It was like
It was chest to bars, swimming, squats. Fuck, it was an incredible workout. It really was. For me personally, it was one of the most challenging beach workouts I've ever done.
What did you get in that?
I think we came second or third.
Okay.
So I'd have to check, but we were happy with our performance, given how the team was feeling at the time.
Well, like I was thinking about it, and lifeguards have a whole they have like a World Cup and that sort of thing.
It's incredible. I did lifesaving back in the day.
Yeah,
it
so
was.
You like run and you catch flags. It's like musical chairs, but with flags.
Good point. I was actually thinking about that. That could be a fantastic individual event. You know, where it's by process of elimination.
Yeah.
So you have like heats of 10, and then basically you take two flags out at a time.
Yes.
And if you get eliminated, you get less points. You don't necessarily get cut from the competition.
Yeah.
You get less points, and you work your way down to like semi-final, final.
Yes.
You could even mix.
Cool.
You could mix male and female. If I can imagine the girls beat the guys, they would be emotional.
Running in the sand is a different story. It's not fun.
They make me do shuttles. Or they had to do the sprint at the end of the swim this year.
Yes.
And the guys were very...
Around the flag and back.
Yeah.
I remember I was demo boy for that. It was quite fun.
What, for what?
Running around the flag.
Oh, nice.
And Chris said, accordance, just run around there and show them how to come back. I was running.
Everyone's like a Courtney run.
So slow.
Courtney, what would we do without you? So reliable.
Head judge, by the way. Hey, you were head judge.
Oh, I was Leo's assistant, one of 2 assistants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, one of...
Listen, I was going to say, now you mentioned life-saving. Like, it's quite... There's some specialized life-saving events which... Like team events even.
Really?
Like the rescue reel. James Thompson will know what we're talking about. That you used to require a swimmer with a belt. You'd strap the belt on, and he would swim out attached to a cord, which was then attached to a bigger reel. And you had one bigger guy usually, whose job was to like crank and wind that wheel, and you had 2 or 3 guys that would like pull the rope and guide it back onto
I've seen
onto the reel itself.
Cool.
So essentially it's
a big fucking thing. It's
quite a big thing. You could even stand on it to get some elevation to look beyond the breakers to see where your swimmer's at. But anyway, the swimmer's job is to get out there and save generally a smaller athlete or person. Once you strap them in, you hold like their head above the water, and swimmers on their back. You give the signal, and the guy starts cranking, and the other team members on the beach are feeding the line back on.
So that's cool because you could play around.
You could
send your small person out, leave the big boys on the side.
Yeah.
Or if you're all small people, I mean,
It maybe doesn't even have to have a reel. It could just be send one swimmer out, fetch them, bring them back in.
Yes.
And then the guys that are on the beach would have to do like a rescue carry.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how cool that would be.
Yeah,
that's
that'd be really cool.
Chris is getting ideas.
Chris is like scratching it all out. Don't they figure it
out. Okay, obviously. And then obviously some classic CrossFit stuff. Like, I'm sure there'll be kettlebells. Kettlebells don't get messed up in sand. You can't take a barbell onto the sand. Easy to move. Yeah, sandbags.
Sandbags also
D-balls.
decently easy, but they're heavy.
Yeah, D-balls.
But did we have D-balls? We had D-balls one of the years.
Not this year, the year before we had D-balls.
I helped carry 2 kettlebells up this year.
Oh jeez, and so many D-balls and kettlebells all the years. It's tough. But yeah, that's cool because those don't get messed up.
Yeah, I think the general notion with the games and even other competitions at the moment is that you got to earn the right to use the barbell. You know, and whereas maybe in the past every CrossFit competition had to have a barbell, and if it didn't, it was berated as not being a great comp because it wasn't CrossFit enough. But like imagine, you do your 3 or 4 beach events, and if you're fit enough to get through that, then you can make it into the stadium and do your 1 rep max snatch and race for time.
Yeah. Look, we might get some different teams making it to the ones that traditionally make it. Yeah.
That's the thing though. Then you got to program smart.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like the whole game's controversy.
I think it'll be cool. Hopefully, there's some team events that you have to do together. Like I think we had synchro lunging this year, didn't we? I'm sure we had to lunge.
We had synchro lunging with sandbags.
With sandbags
in the stadium. That was a
on the beach.
challenging workout.
Didn't we lunge with kettlebells on the beach?
There was back squats.
Back
Goblet squats.
Yes.
A lot of athletes held the kettlebell on their back.
Synchro, yeah.
That was excellent.
Yeah, that was cool. So maybe some team elements like that you have to do together. really show that team.
What do you change of course here? But what do you think the off-site location?
Oh man, I was actually just gonna say. So I did the myself and Tash did the friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Natasha King.
TK.
TK. We did the social media. We were posting the stories and going up and down, and it was like the first day we just arrived. We didn't know like what we were doing, but we just worked it out.
Yeah.
But I arrived for that offside one up that track that they had to run.
Yeah.
So it was so cool because I was on the actual tracks. I was watching them run past, and it looked like such a killer. So they had to run up this basically the normal like Cape Town hike. What was it called? Glen.
I can't remember.
It was the Glen, wasn't it?
It's called the Glen. It's basically just a track, like a short like a piece of lion's head. Imagine that, like a hiking.
Like in the forest.
Yeah, in the forest. Yeah. So it was really pretty for all the tourists.
There's like a grassy patch at the bottom you could set up.
Yeah. And the oaks just had to run up and then halfway pick up a fucking heavy bag and try run with it, and they were dying there. It was so cool though. Because I was in it, and they tried. I don't know if they live streamed it.
No. I don't think they were allowed to get cameras in there because it's with nature.
Yes, you're right. Yes, the permit you're only allowed certain amount of cameras.
The distance was undisclosed, right? The athletes didn't know how long they were running.
Yeah, Chris hadn't told them at all. He did tell them they're doing a run, a 400-meter run or something like that, and then they had no idea. When they arrived, they were like, "Okay, you're going uphill and you're carrying a D-ball."
Sure.
That was cool. So
panic.
Onto your question, I hope it's something like that. Something like that. I enjoyed it, but I mean, yeah.
Well, they did the obstacle course this past year.
Yeah, GC threw a lot of cool things out.
That was cool. They all got in a bus and they didn't know where they were going.
Yeah.
So it's cool, sort of like game style.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening.
Listen, based on that alone, I think to your earlier question about whether you think Fittest and Cape Town will be well attended, I think they set a really high standard in terms of what a sanctional can
deliver. People loved it, man.
So, I mean, with all the big names, Katrin, Cole, Sean Sweeney coming around, and then the nature of the offside events and the beach, I can't imagine they're not going to sell out within a week or two.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I remember my idea earlier. I remember because we were all in a group with Chris and we're all friends with some of the guys, so we chat to them. Anyway, my idea, I said Platteklip. Have you done Platteklip? Just walking that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be hard to get a permit and stuff, but if you do time trial from that to the top, poor guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts.
That would potentially be worse than the Reykjavik mountain run.
Yes, you did that. Fuck. That was cool.
Yeah. That was really cool. That was hard.
That must have been an experience. Yes.
That was incredible. It was kind of like unknown to some degree because some of the athletes walked the route or hiked the route the day before, but there were 2 routes to the top. So if you were unlucky and hiked the reverse route,
you just chose the wrong.
You kind of like were running blind because you weren't sure what to expect. Which was me in that case, typical. So yeah, it was definitely very challenging.
Yeah. I can't imagine getting a permit to close down Lion's Head or Platteklip.
Platteklip, yeah.
Those are major.
It'll be so cool. They could get the guys run up to the top, all gather afterwards, keep it kind of a small group, just judges and the athletes, and then tell them, look, we bought you all half a ticket to go down on the.
But don't worry, boys.
On the cable car.
Yeah.
Tian will sort it out.
Tian sorts it out. He'll apply for those permits.
Tian Fisser makes it happen.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes. Those are major tourist attractions, so we'll see. That'll be cool though.
That'll be really cool.
But there are lots of other
there is a lot of stuff we don't see or know.
On the pipe track.
I've never been on that track that these guys did.
Pipe track?
No, this recent.
Yeah, me neither.
I have no idea.
I've never been out. It looks like a little picnic spot there and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
You only know that if you can afford to live in Camps Bay. Otherwise, you don't go there.
Yeah, you don't go that side.
No. Courtney does want to pay the value through the toll gate.
No. Check my bank statements before they let me in there. Nah, this guy doesn't have enough.
Shall we talk about the games and
yes? So we have few
South African athletes that featured there.
Yeah, so we had 4 athletes at the games, right?
Which is
let's start with Michelle.
Other than 2018 when we had a couple teams there.
Yes.
I think that's the most number of individuals we've ever had in one time.
Yeah.
If you include Dave Levy in the Masters category.
Did Dave come the highest? But they don't have cuts.
So the national champions were Jason Smith and Dina Swift.
Yes.
Those are the 2 national champions. And then we had Michelle, who got in because she finished 5th at Fittest in Cape Town, and the people above her made it in other ways. And then we had Dave Levy in the 40 to 45 division.
Past games champion.
Yeah, now he won or came second last year.
Let me retract that. Past SA.
SA.
Yes.
But did he not come second podium last year at the games? Dave?
Really?
I'm sure he podiumed.
No, he did podium.
Yeah.
But wasn't there some contention with the guy that was ahead of him?
Oh, that guy
then he ended
up popped.
Yeah.
Really?
Ramirez.
Oh, Sean Ramirez.
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 Clicking on things.
Hold on, I'm clicking.
But check it out.
Because it takes long.
Ask Google there.
Google.
But yes, then perhaps I shouldn't retract that statement. He was a games champion.
Yes. Yeah.
I will check.
But Michelle, let's start with Michelle because I want to know how. I don't know where she came.
She survived the first day.
So only the first day, because I'm wondering like, you could say like, look, she never qualified through Fittest, but she did so well at the games. But I don't know where she came. But
yeah,
imagine she came top 20,
well,
and then now we say she didn't make it because she didn't do really well at Fittest. You know what I'm saying.
So you're trying to say that people left out there in the world who could.
Well, yeah, but then people could easily say like, look, Matt, they must make the effort and go to other sectionals and so on.
Yeah.
Or they must.
Well, here's something
Here's
interesting. I don't think Michelle Moran did the Open.
I also don't think.
Yeah,
so she got no receipt.
She was one of one of the athletes that made it to the games by virtue of a sanctional.
Yeah.
And you'll probably find that when all the information around the Open, or should I say the changes to the games season, came through, there were a lot of athletes that were up in arms about whether they should do the Open or not, whether it was worth their time, given the qualifying rules and standards.
Yeah.
In retrospect, I'm sure she would agree that she should have done it.
Yes.
But it was quite impressive that she got there through a sanctional first time round.
Yeah, man. And then she made the first day.
Yeah.
I wonder how far she got. Let's see now.
Yeah, we'll have a look. But look, with the question of whether you should do the Open, it seems like a no-brainer that people should do the Open still.
Yes.
It's still relevant.
Yes.
It is still it's not something you could just skip, even though there are a few people who skip the Open.
Listen, outside of America, right, where I guess in some European countries where the competition is very stiff, the race for national champion is arguably easier than winning a heavily populated sanctional.
Yes.
Because all the American athletes, all the European athletes are going to have good funds and financial backing to get to all these sanctionals.
Yes.
Which means that you're going to be, having to really outperform yourself to beat them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or not only beat them, but to arrive at this at let's say more than one sanctional to give yourself a higher percentage chance of qualifying.
And there were a couple of people that did lots of sanctionals, like Lucas Parker.
Yes.
I don't know how many sanctionals. He must have done 10 sanctionals.
And he didn't.
And
He didn't crack it.
He didn't crack it.
Yeah.
And it gets tighter and tighter. Well, I don't know. Like, easier is the right word. I mean, if I went, I'd be annihilated. But by the end, you're left with less competitive athletes. Well, I mean, competitive, but you're not going against Sean Sweeney and Fraser when you won.
Yeah.
By the end, you've got the few guys that haven't made it.
Yeah.
And are still trying.
Yeah.
And he was at the end there.
Listen, I mean, we're talking from a South African perspective here, but I mean, I'm sure you guys would agree, 28 sanctionals, it's a lot of opportunity. But how much money is that going to...
Hopping around. I think he did like a road trip of it. And he's hopping back and forth, and he started in SA.
But that's where like sponsorship becomes a massive point of contention.
Yes.
Especially if you don't have, a job that's catering for a 50,000 rand trip every single time.
Yes.
You think you might get a golden ticket.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michelle came 42nd.
That's good.
At the games. Yeah, that's good. First two, she
beat
the right.
Dahlstrom.
She beat the program and she beat Carmen Bosmans.
Really?
Yeah.
It's impressive.
And she beat Katie Trombetta.
I was going to say I've heard this name.
I know that name.
But I don't know her. I just heard her name as well.
Wow, she beat... But didn't Jacqueline Dahlstrom win 2 sanctionals?
Correct.
Yeah, I see. It's and now.
But this goes back to what you're saying. Yeah. I think your final ranking at the games, or even on the Open leaderboard, sometimes, while it's well deserved, it doesn't always give the most accurate depiction of your capabilities. because it's so program dependent.
It's the same as the whole Fukowski talk thing. Oh, he's not an open guy, but throw him in like the games kind of formats, and he does better.
Yeah.
But,
And then you're always going to get the argument, but Matt Fraser.
Yes. Yeah. The games are so lucky that the two perfect people, they won no matter what the test
It
was.
debunks that whole conversation.
Yeah.
So Michelle made it past the first day, which is the first 2 events, and she made it into the first event on day 2, where she finished 38th, and then she got
was the rock. Yeah.
Was
she
it the
ran.
rock?
Yeah. So Jacqueline did really badly. I remember seeing her and she was walking.
Did she have an ankle injury?
I'm not sure. She looked like she was suffering.
Shame.
Yeah, she did finish that one.
Yeah. So
beat Carmen Bosmans. I haven't heard anything wrong with Carmen Bosmans. I don't know if she was injured. She just was better than
well done, Michelle.
Oh, jeez. I remember when Michelle beat Katrin in the...
Yes, everyone went nuts.
In the clean at Fittest in Cape Town.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So she does well.
Okay, we've been talking for 46 minutes, so we got to speed up some things.
Oh, we got to cut it down.
Maybe cut the subject.
Dave Levy, he did a double overhead squat from the rack.
At 141, wasn't it?
Where is this from? I saw you guys talking about it in the group the other day.
310
Where was
pounds
it done? Just randomly? Is it at the games? Is
What do you mean randomly? He did it at the games.
No, I mean like in training, or was it like a thing? Like
no, just at the games.
Yeah. 310 pounds. Double overhead squat, which is ridiculous.
What's 310 pounds?
I think it was 141.
141. Yeah. It's just crazy.
Damn it.
It's like
just ask Willem to work it out for us.
Yes,
big Woody, friend of the show.
And then we got Jason.
Where did he finish at the games?
I think if you were to scroll back on Jason's Instagram, you'll see it says something about a back injury that he was suffering with.
So you just said did have a shitty season. Or
listen, you would have to ask him, but I don't know if that was the reason for his performances.
29th.
But I think
29th, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
I think you'll see that in the handstand walk event,
yeah,
the row, shoulder overhead, handstand walk, you could definitely see he was very frustrated with the way that one went down.
So he coming from, or did he come 8th in his rookie year, or 10th or 9th?
At regionals.
At the games.
Oh, at the games, he made it into the top 10. One of the guys in the top 10. Mr. Australia. Ricky got popped.
Ricky got pulled, he bumped.
Then Jason
bumped him up.
Yeah,
rightly so.
Made him 10th.
Good.
So he made 10th. So coming off 10, you want to come back and hit it back in.
Of course.
Yeah.
So he must be pissed off.
I'm sure he beat some big names though. Oh, he was one below Ben Smith.
Okay, so all things considered, having dealt with injuries and sickness leading up to the start of the games, I'm glad I was even able to stand at the start line.
Yeah.
Well, that tells you something.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps their injuries quiet until the games, and then afterwards you hear about it. Like, I was actually injured.
But if you win,
just in case you guys were wondering. But Courtney, that's a fair point. But do you think people care, or should I say, do you think that athletes should document that stuff more freely?
I'm gonna tell everyone before the workout, guys, I'm really tired.
I'm tired. I had a bad night last night.
I've been working. We're working for 48 out of the last 40 hours. I'm going to do really badly in this workout. I'm going to tell them before the workout. I'm going to tell them afterwards.
I'm a firm believer of not complaining, but I'll do a workout and I'll be like, fuck, I could have done better. I had a shitty sleep last night. And I'll say it to someone.
Yeah.
But just because it pisses you off when you come last.
Of course. But I think like I don't know. There's so many people out there. What do we want to hear about this athlete complaining, bitching and moaning, making excuses, or is he just being transparent and saying, "Hey, CrossFit's hard. Your body breaks from time to time if you neglect it, or keep it to yourself." Shut the fuck up. Train.
Then you could use Fraser as another example. He keeps killing us because the guy just is silent.
He says nothing.
Yeah. You don't know if he had an ankle injury somewhere through the middle of April.
Yeah, you don't know.
That reminds me, didn't Jason injure his ankle before the regionals last year? That was terrible. He released that video immediately.
Yeah.
That was the type of video you watch over and over again.
Yes, there was a guy.
That doesn't look like a good ankle. Because we've all rolled an ankle. We all know what that feels like. Jeez.
Okay, so we've done our athletes. We've got 10 minutes to make it a full.
Hang on. We didn't talk about Dina.
Dina. Oh, it was Dina.
What
Sorry,
happened?
Dina.
Did she get cut immediately?
She got cut in the first workout.
She had a bad time with the rope climb, that's for sure.
Let's check.
Listen, I can't imagine Dina is stoked. The fact that she went all the way there and got cut, but
she must be pissed off.
you know, if there was a different order of events, it could have been different.
Yeah, what did she struggle with? Just because she ripped her hand?
She ripped her
Ripped her hand on the rope.
and
Yeah.
made the rope climbs unmanageable.
Yeah, man. But that was a good showing by the South Africans.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, the season's beginning, eh?
Yeah. Well, listen,
I think
that was the
Justin's,
first time we had 4 individuals at the games at any one time. Maybe a year from now we will have 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, we just need to pack the top 10 at Fittest in Cape Town with South Africans, and some will get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must reach out to Richard Walbolt.
Which one was? Where is that
Get
guy?
him loose.
He's somewhere in the southern suburbs.
He's somewhere around.
Somewhere in the southern suburbs. Nobody knows.
He's
No one
having
knows.
coffee. He might be a bootlegger.
Just check his Instagram. You'll know.
We must track this man down.
He's just a bootlegger.
He's actually training the Masters, Mr. Kevin Bauman these days.
Oh, is he? Jeez, that guy's a top athlete.
Training for Masters, getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walbolt's working backwards. He's preparing the guys that have passed their sell-by date for the next phase of their life.
Oh, the afterlife.
Next phase. Real strong.
I feel like I'm almost there. I feel like I'm almost in there.
Courtney, with your 9 handstand push-ups, you've actually still got a long way to go.
I need Mike Swartland to train me Fittest in Botswana. He needs to give me some more.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Mike Swartland. He's not going to like our posts. He never likes anything on Instagram.
No, but he stalks as much as any of us.
Yes,
do.
he sees it.
Mike actually loves a good podcast.
Yeah.
He loves a good podcast and he loves a good bit of gossip and
Yeah.
snooping. And
Yes.
So he'll listen in his car
Mm.
in the 4-minute drive from his house to.
It'll take him a week to get through this.
Like I'll timestamp you into.
Yeah, tell him where he is.
Yes.
Just, you had some cool apparel thing to talk about. You showed me something the other day.
Yeah,
Looking grip thing,
yeah. So obviously we saw the ruck bag at the games.
which is like hiking. Did you get that from K-Way, that ruck bag? You get it from your local Cape Union Mart.
Listen, I'm sure you can get any bag from any store and fill it with whatever you want, and
Yes.
you can go racking.
But
But
also take the skin off my lower back.
You know what?
The plaster.
you know the old school Carrymore rucksacks?
Yes, the school ones.
School
the
ones,
school
the
ones,
ones
yeah.
used to write on with Tipex.
Yes, yes.
I think those would do very well.
Yes.
Those things indestructible.
So
Yeah.
you say we're going to have that at the next Clash of Canal Walk.
Clash. Bring your Carrymore, run
Yes.
to Mulleton Beach, fill it with sand, and ruck back.
I ran back, yeah. Clash of Canal Walk. That's a nice local competition for you guys. In Cape
But
Town.
on that note, B Aesthetics has, I think, done a great job of sourcing some ruck bags.
It's a South African company, right?
South African company,
Yeah.
and they are selling it to the market to, I guess, give the South African community a chance to keep up with whatever's happening in the States.
Mm.
So what do? You put sandbags in it?
No, you buy weight plates.
Oh, really?
It's probably.
come with it.
I'm quite sure it's probably the same weight plates that you would buy to put in a vest. I mean, I can't imagine the design would be
Oh,
much
square
different.
ones. I thought you meant like 2.5 kilo change plates.
No,
Was it,
no,
wait,
no.
that's- was the games one sandbags?
They were sandbags, yeah.
Sandbags.
Yeah.
And Fraser dropped his sandbag.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
So you
You
put weight
have a
plates in it.
I stand under correction, but that's what I saw.
Oh, well, let's
Yeah.
check. Well, let's check.
But we'll check. But Hamish is doing a good job. He is keeping up with the times, and he's delivering some quality
So Hamish
products.
is the owner.
Is the owner, yeah.
Where is he? In Joburg?
Yes, I believe so.
Justin doesn't know anything.
I don't know. Listen,
In response to that,
Hamish chats to me now and then, and he says, "Justin, what do you need?" And I say, "I need some grips," and he says, "Right, I'll send them down to
Oh,
you."
nice.
that's cool.
It keeps me happy.
So they've been good to you.
They've been very good to me.
Okay, well then they deserve Justin's promo code.
What's that?
Like-
What's a promo code?
What's a promo code?
Tell us, Justin. What is a promo
Hey,
code?
what time is it,
I
guys?
can't say
Is it time?
What time is it?
It's time for ads.
It's time for ads.
Listen, here in South Africa, you don't find promo codes often,
Oh, okay.
so you should be very grateful that you.
Is this one for yogurt? I also want the yogurt promo code.
Yes,
you have to talk to Alan Flowers
I'll
about
ask
that.
Alan.
I'll-
Okay, so tell us the B Aesthetics promo code.
Justin 10 will get you 10% off anything your heart desires.
Or for a rack 2.
Rack 2.
Yeah. Are they released now? Have they made them?
Yeah, they're released. They've
I
been
haven't seen
marketed online.
No.
We've got to check it. Put it in the show notes.
Are you wearing full on CrossFit clothes? What shorts do you have on?
I've got dark performance apparel.
Okay,
Yeah.
but Alan
Camo
Flowers'
shorts.
clothing.
excellent for
Blending in.
here in Plumstead.
He's looking very chocolatey today.
And then I've got my
Dark hoodie.
soft shell.
Dark. And your t-shirt?
Shirt is
Dark?
just standard.
Standard.
Woolworths.
Is that, do you sleep in that?
Yes, if I need to.
Did you just wake up now?
You got like a those things you wear under like something.
Yeah.
But this soft shell is probably the best hoodie I've ever worn.
Do you have a dark coat as well? No.
Don't have a dark coat.
Oh.
Alan said that he prefers it to be more organic.
Okay. Oh, terrible. So
Okay, Carl.
we'll edit that out.
He doesn't want me pushing anybody
Edit
in any
that
direction.
out. Okay, cool. So go to baesthetics.co.za, maybe. I haven't tried.
Yeah,
That could be it. And then put Justin 10 in for 10% off.
Just write it in the URL.
Yes.
Justin
Danny, don't forget now.
Justin 10, that's it. I think that's all we have time for today.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to make this an hour thing, other podcasts I listen to do 1 hour 20.
People
Other people recommend
stop
like
listening.
20 minutes, people stop listening, but we can, what's it, Scales need to do a long podcast.
If you've made it this far in the podcast, put in Justin 11.
Yeah.
And
and send some money to me and Courtney.
I'll give you my Bitcoin.
Yeah, so that, I guess, we were going to talk about gym mechanics, which we will talk about another
Oh,
day.
what about the Aphrodite
And
games?
Aphrodite games, and then
What
we did
about
the
that?
services.
So we're going to leave that for next time. We leave people hanging.
Let's leave
let's leave it for next time. We have some time to cover that
We've
content.
got some friends of the show going to the Aphrodite games,
Yes.
which is in Cyprus, right?
Correct.
And Justin was there last year.
I was there last year. I was looking at going back again. I think if it became a sanctioned event, I would definitely have been there.
Yeah.
But given the financial climate,
Yes,
we have to choose these competitions wisely.
yes.
If we want to make it to the top, I mean,
Yeah.
again, different strokes, different folks, but I'm sure the 4 South African athletes are going there more for the experience and the exposure than for the ticket.
Yeah,
Perhaps they'll find themselves at a competition later in the year.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to have an awesome time.
Yeah.
Mick Stockey, Richard Smith, Alan Fowlis, Damien Janssen from Rendsburg.
Or we can talk about it maybe
yeah,
next
we'll talk
time.
about next time.
Also, we can talk about on that subject. We actually could have talked about it today. Is your trip and your experiences.
Yes,
Yeah.
Italy and Reykjavik.
Well, we'll do a 2019 roundup soon of 2019 so far. We'll talk about Justin's.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're going to try and make this a bit broader, more fitness and stuff.
Yeah.
But today was full CrossFit.
Yes, that's fine. People love CrossFit.
Yeah, the CrossFit
Yeah.
people.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
What are we going to do now? We're going to try and get Matt's coffee machine to work.
Yes, Courtney's going to try and get it to go.
From our friend of the show, Brad.
Brad Smeeder.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks for lending us the coffee machine, Brad. We're
Coffee
gonna try and get it
extraordinaire.
to work. We might need to Skype Brad. Yeah, let's get him on FaceTime.
Okay.
Tell us how to do it.
I'm pressing buy now.
See you next week.
Maybe
not next week.
maybe not next week.
Okay,
Get rich or die.
Get rich or die.
Or die.
Yes, bye-bye.